Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss about the Commvault ports. Generally, which ports we are using to in Commvault environment because it's a basic requirement and it's a basic question in every interview. Like 8400, 8401, which ports are required in Commvault environment? And in this lecture, I will also discuss a Commvault communication workflow. So we stay Commvault communication workflow because it's a very important to know how it communicate to each other, and for the communication we required a ports to communicate each other. How CommServe required, how CommServe communicate to media agent to client to and storage. So in our Commvault environment, we have four components: Commvault, CommShop, that's a brain, media agent, client, and storage. Network ports used by Commvault components to communicate securely. Why we using the ports here? To communicate each other. Why it is important? Because it's very common to ask in interview from the ports, from the communication part. Okay, enable the backup, restore, management, and the monitoring. How it communicate? This is the workflow, but in coming slide I will show how it communicate to each other. Okay, let's jump to the next slide. Meaning troubleshooting and interview questions. Why I include? Because it's very important for you. In your interview, they asked from the common issues like a blocked firewall, media agent unreachable, client offline. Okay, here is the one question for you. When media agent, that is media agent MA, media agent went went offline, then what steps you follow? Okay, first thing, that is a check readiness. Okay, tool, telnet, test net connection and see. Most important for you, that is the 8400, that is the CommServe. Why backup fails? A blocked ports, a network, or firewall. I mean, why the backup fails? Due to some network issue. How you can troubleshoot? Role of media agent. What is the role of media agent? Media agent moves backup data to storage. Okay, let's jump to the workflow. That communication flow. Here we concentrate on this because it's very helpful for you how data communicate, how you work on a backup tool, that is a Commvault. Okay, here's the end user admin, that's it's you. Command center UI, HTTPS, that is a 443, web server, IIS, host, command center, and web services, HTTPS, that is a 43. Brain, we called as it's a brain, that is a CommShop, job manager, workflow engine, database communication. Okay, SQL using a 1433. SQL database, that is a CommServe DB, stores configuration, job history, client info, and catalog. Here we have CBD. You all tell me what's the full form of CBD and why, for which log we are using this CBD. Okay, 8400. Media agent, data movement engine. It's called a data movers. Also manage data movement, deduplication, and communication with the client. Windows client, client is whatever. Windows client, Linux. I think backup data, storage library. Storage library should be a disk, SAN or NAS, whatever. It deduplication, then aux copy and tearing. You know the aux copy. Okay, cloud storage. This data will move in cloud is either Azure, S3 or GCP. Okay. So what's the important in this slide? You need to focus on this statement only. CommServe manages coordinates and tracks all backup and restore operation. Media agent moves the data client. Media agent moves the data client provide the data and store on-prem or a cloud. Keep it safe. What's the work of CommServe here? Coordinates and track all operations, whether it is a backup, whether it is a restore operation. So what's CommServe role here? CommServe role is only to to coordinate all operations, backup or restore. Okay. Communications. Here I already said end user, HTTP access. What's the purpose of doing this? Access command center, web service communication, CommServe SQL. It's your source, it's your destination, it's your protocol. SQL 1433. Metadata and configuration database. CommServe media agent CVD TCP 8400 job control and coordination. Media agent is the source. Client TCP 8400 backup and restore operation. Here is the client resource and storage. That is the destination. Backup the data returned to the storage and cloud library HTTPS or the cloud APIs or the cloud copy. Command center UI web interface and for web interface for the administration. As I said, it's you. Host the command center and web services. CommServe Server, central management server that schedule job, maintenance, policies, workflow, and metadata. In coming lecture, I will tell you what is CV says and how it's work. Okay, SQL database, store CommServe, configuration, job history, client information, and catalog. Media agent moves backup data between clients and storage while managing deduplication. That's a very important component. I already make one video on deduplication. Please go through and walk through. If you have any questions, please put in a comment. I will try to reply all the questions. Okay. Client protect Windows machine, Linux, Unix, Oracle, whatever that is. Storage library, primary library, that is the primary backup target, whatever is disk, SAN or NAS, with the optional deduplication database. Cloud storage, secondary copy are the long-term retention with AWS S3, Azure or GCP, okay, Google Cloud Storage. So it's the communication workflow. Please go through all the videos. If you have any questions, please put in the comment. I will try to answer each questions. Okay, let's meet in next lecture. Thank you.